Hello everyone, in this video we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. Now we have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. The UN Security Council, that is UNSC, unanimously approved a resolution that seeks to cut the peacekeeping forces in which country? So it is a resolution related to Lebanon, and this resolution was drafted by France. Now recently one more UN resolution was in news, and it was drafted by Indonesia, and this resolution was supported by India. What was the objective of this resolution? Objective was to increase women's participation in the UN peacekeeping forces. Now if we talk about UNSC, it is a 15-member council, out of which 5 are permanent members and 10 are non-permanent members. Recently, India got re-elected as a non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council. Systema Gracilas is associated to which species? It was in news because it was recently identified in river Ganges. So it is related to fish, and it is a freshwater fish which was recently identified in river Ganges, and the name is Systema Gracilas. It is important to note that it is a freshwater fish. Which company has launched a new ventilation device named SpiceOxy? So the name of device is SpiceOxy, and it has been launched by SpiceJet. The headquarters of SpiceJet is in Gurugram. Gurugram is in Haryana. Now SpiceJet is the first Indian airline to partner with SEZ. What is SEZ? It is Special Economic Zone. So SpiceJet is first such airline to partner with SEZ for setting up the warehousing facility, and for this it partnered with GKToday. What is GKToday? It is GMR Hyderabad Aviation Sales Limited. Now Gurugram was also in news as the headquarters of ISA, that is International Solar Alliance, is also in Gurugram in Gwalpahari. Recently ISA was in news as now all the members of United Nations can join ISA even if they are beyond tropics. Tropics means Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. ISA was set up during COP21. COP stands for Conference of Parties, and this event held in Paris. Paris is in France, and recently France was in news because of Hammer missiles and Rafale fighter jets. The Qutub Minar was illuminated in white and red to mark the solidarity movement of which country? Right answer is Poland. So it was illuminated in white and red to mark the solidarity movement of Poland, and it is important to note that it is a civil rights movement and it is based on Gandhian principle of non-violence. Now recently Poland was also in news as Andrzej Duda became the new president of Poland. Poland was also in news as it was the host of 24th COP, that is Conference of Parties, and this held in 2018. The 2019 COP, that means COP25, which held in 2019, was in Madrid. Madrid is in Spain, and it was under the presidency of Chile government. Next one, that is COP26, is going to be in Glasgow in UK. Recently UK was in news as it was the host of Global Vaccine Summit. Who is the head of committee set up by the Defense Ministry to review AFHQ CS cadre? So this committee will be headed by DB Sekhatkar. What is AFHQ? It is Armed Forces Headquarters Civil Service. So recently Union Defense Ministry set up this committee, and this committee will be headed by DB Sekhatkar. And this committee will have two other members. One is R. Chandrasekhar and second is A.N. Das. Now if we talk about Defense Ministry, recently Defense Ministry issued a list of 101 items, and this is list of those items which we are not going to import. That means we are going to manufacture them within India rather than importing. Apart from that, Defense Minister was also in news as Defense Minister launched Srijan portal. So the objective of Srijan portal is to promote indigenization. Apart from that, Defense Minister was also in news as recently he inaugurated NIIO. What is NIIO? It is Naval Innovation and Indigenization Organization. So this is related to Indian Navy, and Indian Navy was also in news as recently it released a document about its indigenization plan, and the name of this document is Swab Lamban. Which body has held that states can grant reservation in PG admissions to the government doctors serving in remote areas? So this was recently upheld by Apex Court. Now in this context, recently there was one more development. Recently, on the recommendation of MCI, that is Medical Council of India, a new module will be inducted in MBBS course, and this new module is Pandemic Management. What is the penalty imposed on Prashant Bhushan by the Supreme Court for his criminal contempt of court? Right answer is rupee 1. So rupee 1 was imposed on Prashant Bhushan as a punishment for his criminal contempt of court. Now if we talk about contempt of court, Article 129 contains the provision for contempt powers of Supreme Court, and Article 215 contains the provision for High Court. Now contempt of court is further subdivided. It can either be civil contempt or it can be criminal contempt. And in this context, we have one law, and it is the Contempt of Court 1971. Which company has purchased 74% stakes in Mumbai International Airports Limited? And this company is Adani Group. So 74% stakes in Mumbai International Airport Limited has been acquired by Adani Group. And now the Adani Group became the second largest airport operator in the country. GMR Group is the largest airport operator in our country. Adani Group is the second largest, and recently it acquired stakes in MIAL, that is Mumbai International Airports Limited. Which state or union territory is set to restart its vaccine and immunization from September 2020? So this union territory is Delhi, and the vaccination program was stopped due to COVID-19 issue. Now Delhi government has decided to restart. It is important to note that Delhi was also in news because of its new electric vehicle policy. Apart from that, India's first electric vehicle charging plaza was recently inaugurated in Delhi. Delhi was also in news because of its Rozgar Bazaar. So this is the new portal which has been launched by Delhi government. Apart from that, Delhi was also in news because of its Healthy Body, Healthy Mind campaign. With which multilateral association the Economic Ministers Consultation meeting was organized virtually? So this association is ASEAN. ASEAN is Association of Southeast Asian Nations. It is a group of 10 countries. And recently the 17th ASEAN India Economic Ministers meeting was organized virtually, and it was co-chaired by Mr. Piyush Goyal. And the discussion was focused on AITIGA. What is AITIGA? It is ASEAN India Trade in Goods Agreement. Now apart from that, ASEAN was also in news because of AINTT. What is AINTT? It is ASEAN India Network of Think Tanks. For this year, Vietnam is the president of ASEAN. The headquarters of ASEAN is in Indonesia. ASEAN was formed through Bangkok Declaration, and it was formed in 1967. It is a grouping of 10 countries. The first roll-on roll-off service of which section of Indian Railways was flagged off recently? So it is Southwestern Railway, and it was flagged off from Nelamangala. This Nelamangala is in Karnataka, and it is from Nelamangala to Solapur. Solapur is in Maharashtra. What is the meaning of RO? RO, that is roll-on roll-off. It means the transportation model where trucks loaded with commodities are directly transported through flat railway wagons. Now, if we talk about railways, recently India's first Kisan special train, that means Kisan Rail, was started, and it was started between Maharashtra and Bihar. Apart from that, recently Indian Railways used NTC machine for the first time. Onam is a cultural festival of which Indian state or union territory? So it is the festival of Kerala. The official language of Kerala is Malayalam. Now Kerala was also in news because of Thumbi Mahotsav. Kerala was also in news because of Pulikali. This is a folk art which is organized on the occasion of Onam festival. It is also known as Tiger Dance. On the occasion of Onam, a boat race is also organized, and it is Aranmula boat race. And this is organized in Pampa River. And this Pampa River is third longest river in Kerala. The Sabrimala temple is also located on the banks of this Pampa River. Sabrimala temple is the temple of Lord Ayappa. Apart from that, Kerala was also in news because of Pratiksha. answer in comment box what is Pratiksha. Which body has directed banks to refund charges collected by them on the electronic transactions after 1st of January? So this is CBDT, that is Central Board of Direct Taxes. It has issued a direction to the banks to refund the charges collected by them on the electronic transactions after 1st of January. That means transactions which are done through electronic modes such as RuPay, Bheem, UPI. Now, if we talk about CBDT, it is Central Board of Direct Taxes. Recently, CBDT was in news as CBDT chairperson PC Modi got extension of 6 months. CBDT was also in news as recently it signed agreement with Ministry of MSME for information sharing. Recently, MSME sector was in news as government launched Champions Portal. Apart from that, recently Andhra Pradesh government launched Restart package for MSME sector. In addition to that, recently SIDBI and TransUnion CIBIL launched MSME Saksham. Recently, SIDBI was in news as it is the implementing authority of PM Swanidhi. PM Swanidhi is a scheme of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and it is a scheme for street vendors. Mustafa Adib has been nominated to be the Prime Minister of which country? So he has been nominated to be the Prime Minister of Lebanon. The previous Prime Minister was Hassan Diab, and he resigned because of recent Beirut explosion. So the devastating explosion held in Beirut. Beirut is the capital of Lebanon, and this explosion was because of NH4NO3, that is ammonium nitrate. Now answer in comment box whether Lebanon share border boundary with Israel or not. So these were the most important questions of today's quiz. Now we are going to cover important news. Feel free to skip it if you do not like the format, but make sure that you cover these events from your favorite format. So first news is related to ADB, that is African Development Bank. There is one more ADB, that is Asian Development Bank. So Dr. Akinwumi Adesina has been re-elected as the President of African Development Bank, and he is from Nigeria. In fact, he was the former Nigerian Minister of Agriculture, and he got re-elected as the President of African Development Bank, and his second term started from 1st of September. Next is Utpal Singh. So retired IAS officer Utpal Singh has been appointed as the Secretary in Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha Speaker is Om Birla. Next is MedBot. So as the name suggests, it is related to medical sector, and it has been developed by Indian Railways, and it is a remote controlled medical trolley. It will help in delivering the food and medicine to the COVID-19 patients. Next is world's largest solar tree. So this has been installed at the residential colony of CSIR CMERI, and it is in Durgapur, and Durgapur is in West Bengal. What is CSIR? It is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. What is CIMERI? It is Central Mechanical Engineering Research Institute. Next is ODA, that is Official Development Assistance. So recently Japan has decided to provide 3500 crore rupees to India as official development assistance. Next is Swachhta Pakhwada. So Department of Fertilizer is going to observe 1st to 15th of September as Swachhta Pakhwada, and the focus will be on Clean India, and the best practices in this context will be shared. So it is related to Department of Fertilizer. Answer in comment box, this Department of Fertilizer is under which union ministry? Next is the Young Minds. So it is the first newspaper for kids, and it has been launched in Assam. It is important to note that it is first kids newspaper, and it has been started by Neelam Sethia and Neha Bajaj. Next is Kanpur Metro. So recently Kanpur Metro was in news as EIB, that is European Investment Bank, is going to invest 650 million euros in Kanpur Metro rail project. Next is Joe Ruby. So recently Joe Ruby was in news as he passed away, and he was the co-creator of a cartoon series named as Scooby-Doo. Next is Unacademy. So recently Unacademy was in news as it became the official partner for IPL for 3 seasons. The headquarters of Unacademy is in Bengaluru. It is important to note that recently Dream 11 was selected as title sponsor for this year, and it replaced Vivo. Next is Usha Padhi. So recently she was appointed as a DG in BCAS. What is BCAS? It is Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. So it is under Ministry of Civil Aviation. Recently, she was appointed as Director General of BCAS and she is the first woman to be appointed to this post. The previous DG of BCAS was Rakesh Asthana. Now, he has been appointed as the Director General of BSF, that is Border Security Force. Next is AGR, that is Adjusted Gross Revenue. So this is related to telecom sector, and recently Supreme Court granted the telecom companies a time period of 10 years to clear their pending AGR dues to the Government of India. Next is Itikopaka doles. So recently these doles were in news because Prime Minister mentioned these doles in his Man Ki Baat program. So these are related to Vishakhapatnam, and these doles are made up of softwood and lak. And in 2017 they got GI tag. What is GI? It is geographical indication. Next is Ligo. So it is a chatbot which has been launched by ICICI Prudential Life Insurance, and this is a chatbot which has been launched on Google Assistant. Next is Ama Sahar and Swachh Sahar. So these are two applications which has been launched by Odisha government. Next is The Big Thoughts of Little Love. So this is a book which has been authored by Karan Johar. Next is Hindustan Shipyard Limited. So recently Hemant Khatri was appointed as new CMD of Hindustan Shipyard Limited, and recently Avik Sarkar became the new chairperson of PTI. What is PTI? It is Press Trust of India. So these were the most important questions and events of today's video. Thank you.